After much deliberation, looking through ads, trying to find the right car for the channel for a budget build, I finally bought one. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, I bought a freaking Miata. Now, some of you may be very happy that I've bought this car. Some of you may be wondering what the hell I'm doing with an MX-5/Miata. Now, I've had a lot of fun with these on the channel, whether they're supercharged, turboed, or naturally aspirated from the factory. I've had so much fun in these. So when it came down to actually buying something, I was looking through everything. I went and viewed everything, and I went and looked at this MX-5, and straight away from driving it, I put the roof back, put the windows down, I remembered why these are so good. And in all reality, the fact that these are so cheap to buy and modify these days is exactly why I wanted to buy one. But the first thing I'm going to do in this video is take you round and explain exactly why I have bought this exact MX-5. So the car itself is a 1993 Mark 1 MX-5. It is a UK car, not an import. The car is white in colour from the factory, and it is completely standard, and that's what I wanted. I wanted to buy one that was completely standard. Now, obviously, the first things that a lot of people are going to ask is the rust. Why have you bought a car that's rusty? But coming around the front of the car to start with, the only visible rust and the only real rust on the car is these front arches. Now, obviously, MX-5s in this generation are prone to rust. Every single one of them seems to have loads of rust on them. And I did look at many Mark 1s. Most of them were very rusty underneath. All the seals were gone, which is a massive shame. This one underneath is fantastic condition. There's no real rust on the frame rails. It's very nice underneath. The only visible rust is what you can see. So this front arch has got rust there, and it's got rust down there, but that's exactly where it stops. It's only on these arches. This being a UK car, it has the 1.6 litre engine in it. It has the open diff on the back, no LSD here, unfortunately, for the minute though. And of course, touching on rust again, there is a little bit on the rear arches, but nothing to write home about. It's all very surfaced related on this car, which is the biggest thing for me, and that's exactly why I wanted to buy it. You can see all the rust. There's no hidden problems on this car, and that's the biggest thing, especially with the Mark 1 MX-5. Everybody knows that they rust, and you know, everybody's very cautious, especially when buying one, as to the rust on these cars. So I made that a massive priority for this one to be relatively rust free. It also has this fancy boot picnic thing, which I'm probably going to take off, but very nice added extra from standard. One of the other massive selling points for this car for me was the fact that it's just had a brand new roof. This roof is actually only 2 weeks old. It's actually only been on the car for 2 weeks. So again, a massive, massive plus for this car. Now, the next reason as to why I actually picked this MX-5 is that it's such good condition inside. The car itself is actually on 127,000 miles. That might scare some people, but the receipts, the folder of paperwork that I've got with this car reassured me that this car has had a good life. Now, a lot of people I know get very hung up on the mileage side of stuff. 127,000 on a little Japanese car like this. It's a little bit high, don't get me wrong, but for me, personally, it's not about the mileage. It's about looking around the car and making sure that it had a good life and it's been used properly. And this is a prime example of a fantastic MX-5 that, in all reality, you can buy for well under £1,000. But now let's jump in the car. I want to go and show you guys exactly why I picked a Mark 1 MX-5 over every other car that I was looking at. Now, the biggest thing for me with buying a new project car for the channel, it had to be something as a standard car that was a bloody good laugh to drive. Just throw it in. So much fun. All of the MX-5s that I've ever driven, I've had so much fun in, regardless of modifications and power. So it was a no-brainer for me. It had to happen. I was looking at EP3 Type Rs. I was looking at other older Honda Civics. but nothing really captured the fun and excitement that I wanted in a standard car. And on a budget, in reality, this is such a good little car. If you can put up with a two-seater in your life, there's nothing better than putting a roof down on one of these cars and just going for a drive. The biggest thing for me was finding a budget car and modifying it in a budget. Now I want to make this into a series really. Every time I want to do bits to the car and I buy stuff, go through exactly what I've bought, why I've bought it, to show you guys that having fun in a cheap car is what it's all about. It doesn't have to be an expensive, very powerful car. You can still have so much fun on a budget. Although I have massive plans for this little car, I want to get it looking right first. I personally think these drive fantastic from the factory. I want to alter the ride height, some thicker wheels and some bigger rubber. Although I'm not going to get hung up on the fact that these are a little bit slower as a standard car, I still would like to, you know, turbo or supercharge this at some point. I genuinely think that as a standard car and standard power, they're just right. You can flat foot yourself around any corner with no problems whatsoever. The car is very capable with this sort of power. Oh, you just find a little road. This is exactly why I bought this. Stick the roof down, mash your foot to the floor, just go and absolutely love life. And realistically, the only modification that's been done to this car is the little Momo steering wheel. Whether it's genuine or not, I'm not quite sure. And although there's many other budget cars in this sort of price range, I don't think there's anything that gives you this sense of excitement. And that's exactly why I wanted to buy one. Now, this is the point in the video where I'm going to ask you guys to help me out in this build. I want you guys to help me. I want this car to be sponsored. I want to buy parts off you guys for this car. If you're an MX-5 enthusiast, you have parts for this car, you want to sponsor the build at all, you are a company that wants to bring something new to the market, and this is the car you want to try your parts on, please let me know. I just love the drive and feel of these cars. You're able to blip down, grab second gear, just throw it into third, brake into the next corner. I go on about B-roading all the time. Many people get fed up with me calling cars B-road bashers and all this business, but I wanted to find something that captures B-roading at its finest, especially in the UK. So there we go guys, an introduction into my new car, a budget build for the channel, my new Mark 1 MX-5. If you do want to be a part of this build, please get in contact with me via email at the FYD Apparel website. If you have any parts for sale for this car, coilovers, wheels, body kits, anything like that, please let me know. I would absolutely love to buy parts from subscribers for this car. And also let me know in the comment section, what do you think of me buying a Mark 1 MX-5 for the channel? What else should I have bought for, you know, say around £1,000? What else would you buy for that money? And what would you do first? What would you buy for this car to transform it into more of an exciting car? Maybe power gains, maybe handling. Please let me know in the comments. I want to know what you guys think. I want to know what you guys want to see from this build too. I want there to be a massive interaction with this car, because in all reality, everyone can afford one of these cars. They can insure it and go and have fun in it. So leave a comment in the comment section below. Head over to FYDapparel.com, cop yourself some merch to support the channel, support the build of the MX-5 as well. I want to do t-shirts and other apparel for this car in the future, and I'll see you all on the next video. Cheers guys. Ha ha ha!